congratulations to the Milwaukee Bucks as they are now the 2021 NBA champions. What is going on, y'all? Faiz Sports Talk back at it with another video talking, of course, some NBA. And here to talk about the NBA Finals, which finally ended. And we now have a winner in which I just mentioned the Milwaukee Bucks winning their first NBA championship in over 50 years, folks. So a lot to talk about here. I'm going to be talking about everything from every angle for this finals, for this game. So let's get into it. All right, so let's start with the man of the hour, the man of the night, the man of everything, Milwaukee, Giannis Antetokounmpo, okay? Giannis had a historic performance, a 50-burger, a 50-piece, if you will, and obviously won Finals MVP, best player in the series. And now, right, you can make the argument best player in the world as Giannis at only 26, folks. This is ridiculous, all right? At only 26, man hasn't even turned 27 yet. He's got 2 MVPs. He's got a Defensive Player of the Year award. He's got a championship and a Finals MVP. He's a 5-time All-Star. That's a Hall of Fame resume. He could retire right now and go to the Hall of Fame at 26. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. What a career so far for Giannis Antetokounmpo, folks. So right off the bat, talking about his Hall of Fame career already, talking about his performance today. Giannis is exactly what you want in a superstar that you're building around, right? As a team, Giannis is the guy. I'm not even talking about on the court in terms of skill. Obviously, he is dominant. He's a superstar. I'm talking about the fact that Giannis is dominant, but he's still humble. And he is loyal, folks. He knew when he signed that extension with Milwaukee that he was going to be on a small market team with a disadvantage because a lot of guys aren't going to want to come to Milwaukee, right? Chris Middleton, they had traded for. Drew Holiday, they had traded for. These guys weren't free agent signings. So you had to depend on the front office to be able to build around you, build guys around you. And so Giannis committed, stuck it out, and was able to deliver a championship to the Milwaukee Bucks. So all the love in the world to Giannis. Love what he's about. Love what he stands for, man. And how can you not root for this guy? How can you hate on Giannis? You can't. So unbelievable performance from Giannis, and what an unbelievable start to his career. All right, so let's also talk about the Bucks now, obviously, right? The Bucks winning the championship. Look, here's the thing, all right? I picked the Suns to win the series. I picked them in 7 games. I'm not running or hiding. I'm right here telling you guys that. So that's an L on my part. I will take it. I did not think that the Bucks would beat the Suns 4 games in a row, but that is exactly what happened. Now, with that being said, can I still say the Bucks, even though they won the championship, don't win a championship if everybody's healthy? Absolutely. And that's not an excuse. I believe that's a fact. They don't beat a healthy Brooklyn Nets team if Kyrie and, Harden are both healthy. Heck, even without them healthy, it took them 7 games to beat the Brooklyn Nets. And if Kevin Durant had his foot like a couple inches behind the 3-point line, we might be having a different conversation. But there's a lot of ifs, ands, or buts, right? Coulda, woulda, shoulda as well. I think a healthy Lakers team could potentially have beaten the Milwaukee Bucks. So there's a lot of things here where I believe the Bucks, even though they beat the Suns, I think if everyone's healthy, I don't think they're the champions. So in that aspect, I'm not trying to hate, because if you think about it, in 2015 when the Warriors won, I believe the Cavs would have won that chip if Love and Kyrie weren't out for the majority of that finals. You remember Matthew Dellavedova was LeBron's second best player that series? Yeah, it was bad. So, folks, that's all I'm trying to say here, okay? Milwaukee can be deserving of winning a championship and still not be the best team if everybody is healthy. And there was a lot of superstar injuries this year. We know that. Obviously, talking about Kyrie and James Harden, Anthony Davis, Jamal Murray, Kawhi Leonard. The list goes on and on. But the Milwaukee Bucks did it. They won the championship in over 50 years. And to Milwaukee fans and you guys, man, there was a lot of fans from Milwaukee. I was not expecting to see that many fans. So kudos to Milwaukee. I'm not going to hate on you guys. I just pointed out a fact, not going to hate, but kudos to them. All right, let's flip the script, and talk about the Phoenix Suns. All right, and specifically, I want to start with Chris Paul. All right, Chris Paul obviously gets to the finals for the first time in his career and loses, okay? And here's where I'm at with Chris Paul. I don't feel sorry for him. I do not feel sorry for Chris Paul at all, because here's the thing. Chris Paul had multiple opportunities in this series and specifically in the game today to take over, and he didn't. I've seen Chris Paul take over. He dropped 42 against the Clippers in Game 6. He's had a 37-point game. He's had multiple 30-point games in this playoffs. He should have easily scored over 30 in this series. And today, he could have easily scored 30 and taken over. And maybe it's not even about the scoring the 30 points. It's about dominating. Chris Paul was way too passive. Way too passive. Like, he didn't want the ball. Like, here's the thing, folks. The game is teetering. This is win or go home. You're Chris Paul with the chance to force a Game 7 and win a championship for the first time in your career. Can't be passive-aggressive. And I don't want to talk about Devin Booker or DeAndre Ayton or any of these other guys because they're young. They have all the time in the world to win a championship. I'm talking about Chris Paul, who's on the back end of his career, may never get to the finals again. You got to give me something better than that. You got to give me something better than that. I needed to see CP3 take over. He didn't do it. And it's not even about, you know, if he misses the shot, at least attempt them. At least attempt them. Didn't do it. I don't feel sorry for Chris Paul. At this point, he is who he is in terms of what he's been able to do in his career. So that's where I'm at. The Phoenix Suns, obviously a very solid team. Could they be back? Well, there's a lot of talent in the West still. We know with the Jazz, the Clippers, obviously with the Lakers. But the Suns obviously are still a very, very, very solid team. But overall, folks, I want to give credit to the Bucks. But what a story, man, for Giannis. I think that's the biggest takeaway here. And one more thing I do want to point out, and I think this is a little bit to do with personnel. Like, you cannot let Giannis do that if you're the Phoenix Suns, right? The worst way to defend him, just let him get to the paint as well. But again, at that point, the whistle kind of felt like it was going against Phoenix, right? Giannis was getting all the calls, but kudos to him, man, making all his free throws or majority of them. And yeah, that's just kind of how it goes. And I don't think, you know, the Suns got, you know, robbed or anything. I think the better team won. The Suns could have played better. I think they pretty much beat themselves. I'm not blaming anybody like the refs or anyone. I think they beat themselves. And that's just kind of where I'm at with this series, right? I had the Suns in 7. I thought they were the better team. They obviously weren't. They got away from what they were doing, which was, you know, playing T-ball, finding the open man. It felt like a little bit too much of ISO Devin Booker and just let him go to work every time. And then Chris Paul not showing up when the moment was needed for him to show up. So that's where we're at, folks. Milwaukee Bucks are your 2021 NBA champs. I'm happy for Giannis, most importantly. Love him. Love rooting for him. He's everything that you want in a superstar. So let me know what you guys think of your thoughts on the 2021 NBA Finals. Leave a comment down below. As always, thank you for